Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel if you're new. My name is Brianna and today we're doing our monthly coffee chat. This has become truly one of my all-time favorite videos to just sit down and film and chat with you guys and hang out. I feel like it's just become truly one of my all-time favorites because we just get to play with some makeup, hang out, chit chat. But I'm on my lunch break, so not that we're gonna like whip through this coffee chat, but I definitely feel like I have to be semi-speedy because I have about an hour, and not normally that they take longer than an hour, but now, all right, now we're just getting into like the absolute weeds, you guys. To give you a little bit of like a idea of what we're gonna chat about, you guys asked some really good questions, a lot of like wedding questions, marriage questions, of course some Disney questions, and then just a lot of really fun kind of miscellaneous questions this time that I think are going to be really fun to answer. So if you're new, I would love if you would subscribe. We have a lot of fun around here. I'm taking off my little like cardigan thing because I'm feeling a little warm. Either way, let's jump into it and let's start with the first set of questions. So today we're gonna start out with the wedding and marriage questions. And again, like I said, we're just gonna do some makeup while we chat and get ready together. So the first one is, what are you most excited about for your wedding? I don't know if I've shared this before, but I would say definitely the thing I'm most excited for our wedding is to share my vows with Corey. Also, this is the Sun Touchable Whoa Glow Elf Skin, that SPF sunscreen that I am obsessed with. Use it in the beginning of literally every single coffee chat. But I am so unbelievably excited to share my vows with Corey. And honestly, I think the reason why is I know that Corey's love language is words of affirmation. Like, our whole relationship has always just been so good about, you know, telling me how much he loves me, how much I mean to him, and we're just very good communicators in that way. So I think that that is just, you know, something about the two of us that I really love and that I know. And so I think just sharing our vows with each other is gonna be really fun and beautiful. Also, what is with these little crazy flyaways? But I would definitely say that is the one thing that I'm looking forward to the most for our wedding. And today is just gonna be a chaotic coffee chat, you guys, because I feel like, not that I'm rushed, but I just feel like a little out of it today, but I'm still in the mood to film, so we're gonna just keep going forward. The next question is, are you doing a vlog for your wedding? So no, I don't think that we're gonna be doing any kind of like vlog or vlogging for the wedding. I'm also going in with the Purito Circa Clearing BB Cream. Now, I do plan on doing just a little bit of a wedding series because I think that would be kind of fun on the channel, and there's just like, you know, little things to do for the wedding that I think could be fun to document. In terms of the wedding itself, we're not going to vlog the wedding, and we did decide against doing a videographer for the wedding. So if that changes, I'll keep you guys posted, but as of right now, no, we're not planning to actually like vlog our wedding day. Now, good question, because I think that it definitely could be done. I think if we had a videographer, we would definitely post our wedding video around, you know, on YouTube, because I think that would be fun. But whoa, I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost in this. It does not look like that on my actual face in the lighting. I think it's just like the vlog is making it look like that. All right, let's blend this in. So no, we're not vlogging the actual like wedding day itself, but if we do decide ultimately to go with a videographer, then we'll post our wedding video. But we will, you know, take videos of the day. We're gonna have some, obviously, family take, you know, just their little videos. So I'll make sure to include maybe something, but in terms of like actually holding the camera with my wedding dress and like vlogging the day, we definitely will not be doing that. The next question was, how are you and how are you finding wedding planning? So how am I? Thank you so much for asking. I always do that when I like go over my like neck, but I am doing okay. I don't want to say I'm doing great because that would just honestly, you guys, be a straight up lie. I'm doing okay. And the reason why I say I'm doing okay is we just have so much going on in our life right now that I just feel like I cannot catch a break, and I can't catch my breath, if that makes sense. We had, you know, my best friend's bachelorette this month. The following weekend we had our engagement party. This past weekend we were at Corey's family's for his sister's like 30th birthday party get together, and you know, this weekend my best friend's getting married, and then 2 days after I leave for Europe. And so I just feel a little chaotic. However, they're all wonderful things to be celebrating, but that doesn't make them any easier or less busy. So overall, yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm just feeling a little chaotic. I think once and this is gonna sound, you know, silly, once we get to my best friend's wedding, like once we're actually there and dancing and my maid of honor speech is done, that's when I'll feel a little bit more relaxed, because by that time, I know for a fact that our Europe planning for our trip will be done. The wedding, in theory, will be done, and it will just be the party time. And then all I need to do is come home and pack, and then it's Europe. And Europe, I'm there for a full month. So that just feels like a little bit longer, I would say. So for the most part, I'm doing well. Also, I'm so sorry that I'm showing up on camera so like whitewashed. This is not looking the same as it is on camera, just because I'm sitting directly in front of my light. But yeah, in terms of how's wedding planning going, really good. We haven't really planned much else. There are a few little like wedding updates. I'm actually gonna save, not that I'm like hoarding them, but I'll share one of the updates, and that is that we actually asked my aunt to officiate our wedding at our engagement party. So we have our officiant, yay, it's my aunt, which I am very excited about. She's been a huge, huge part of my life, always and forever. And when I met Corey, you know, she just, you know, welcomed him with open arms, and she's just always been such a huge mentor and just a huge person and monumental individual in my life. So there was no better person to officiate our wedding, and truly nobody else that I would have wanted to officiate our wedding. So we chose her to officiate, which we're excited about. And right now wedding planning is going well because we don't really have too much that we're doing. I think that I have decided officially, and I can talk about this in another vlog, I think I've decided to do my own makeup for the wedding. I'll tell you why. I really love doing my own makeup. I find it really relaxing. I find it therapeutic. I don't find it to be like another, you know, stressful thing. And so I think that I'm gonna do my own wedding makeup, and I think that it would be really fun. So that is how the wedding planning is going and how I'm feeling. Next one was, do you still plan to split finances when you're married? I guess. I don't really know. I mean, our bank accounts are going to be joint at that point, and I mean, to be quite honest with you guys, it feels like we either split everything now or it just evens out 50-50. We're not Venmoing each other back and forth for bills. Like, we're not really doing that sort of thing right now because it's just all evening out. We're all saving what we're saving, and that's just kind of how it works. But I do think that once we are married, we'll have to do more financial check-ins than we do right now, right? I think we do financial check-ins every so often. However, I think once we actually become married and the finances go into the same bank account, not that we're gonna have to, you know, explain what each purchase is. However, right now, if I wanna buy something, I buy it, and where that's not gonna change, I think that it's gonna be, we both just need to be cautious about seeing what money is in there and knowing that it's ×2, and it didn't just automatically mean that we got a raise and our salary doubled or tripled. So that's a kind of a little bit on finances for when we're married. So the next was ways that you plan to save on your wedding. Honestly, one way I think that we plan to save on the wedding is our venue wasn't very expensive. We knew going into it that we wanted a venue that was just like more elegant and quaint and small, and our venue just is not this big, crazy $20,000 venue. If that's your MO, God bless you. Like, I think that's beautiful. I think do whatever you want for your wedding. You can get married at the gas station. You can get married at the most expensive place on earth. You can also get married somewhere in the middle or within that spectrum. And that was one way that we wanted to save money, was our venue wasn't very important to us. That was like one way that we knew that we were going to kind of cut the cost of like wedding stuff. Next, we're going to go into just miscellaneous questions. And I'm actually going to go in with I keep trying this, you guys. We tried it in the last coffee chat, but we're going to go in with it again. It's the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Grace. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and we are just going to mess with it and see if maybe today I like it a little bit more. I don't know. We're just going to keep winging with it. But first question is just in the miscellaneous category.
Need a makeup dummy?
Hi.
Hi.
How was going to the storage unit?
5 seconds.
Yeah?
5 seconds.
Can I have a kiss?
Absolutely.
Did you have a nice time?
It was a lovely time.
Did you say hi to the vlog?
Hi.
Do you want to answer this next question together?
Let's answer it.
Yes, yeah, here, close that door first. I'll read it to you. Also, special guest, Corey's coming into the makeup chat. Makeup here, I'll even move the camera a little bit so you can sit. But I'm also going to be like doing my blush at the same time.
Okay.
So, all right, and you're not prepared for this. You literally just walked in.
Absolutely. No.
All right, so the question is, what is a life lesson you learned that has changed your mindset? So what, whoa, look at that. See, this is like really pigmented. I don't know if you want to go first or me or what here. I'm messing with my blush. I think I have one if you're not ready.
I mean, I can get insanely deep with this
question. Oh, jeez. I mean, that's up to you, but I mean, listen, we might be here for a while because look at this blush, how pigmented it is.
Define pigmented. Like
pigment.
pink?
No, pigmented. Pigmented is like, it doesn't sheer out that well.
Yeah.
Pigment is when something like really holds color.
Yeah.
So for example, when you like have a really pigmented paint, it's not sheer through, it's not see-through. So this is very pigmented. It's like hard to like blend around. So I'm gonna be here blending. So you're more than welcome to start if you'd like.
Okay, won't go like the deep one that I just initially thought of. But
Okay.
for me growing up, I had such a bad money responsibility problem.
Oh, okay, so you're bad with money.
My mom and I lash out at each other all the time, and my mom can attest to this.
Yeah.
Because I was just so naive. I had zero work ethic. I just think money was just gonna grow off of a tree for me.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until we officially moved in together that I finally caught that grasp of like, okay, Corey, you have someone in your life now. You need to start doing something financially to be able to do your way. And so that's started the trend of me just being an avid saver.
Yeah, and like you would say that was your mindset.
I can't say I'm the complete extreme, but like having my credit card at zero is the most important thing to me, and it's not right now, and I'm like
freaking out about it.
A little bit sweating.
All right, so it's my turn. So what is a life lesson again that you learned that has changed your mindset? I think this is something that I always, you can attest to this for me. Let's see if you can. Also, do you feel like this is like blended enough?
Can you
like
look
looking at my, like, do you feel like it looks all right?
It's just like a different shade that I'm not
used to. Yeah, I know.
I can't say yes or no because I don't know.
I respect that. Thank you. I've been trying to mess with that blush a lot, and it's just been giving me a lot of problems. I just feel like it's way too pigmented for my more like delicate way. I wish I had it in a different shade. So anyway, the question was, you know, what it was, as we're casually chatting here now with Corey throwing herself in.
For the 7th time.
Yeah, what is the life lesson? I would say this is something that I have always believed, I would say. However, I think it's been more of a mindset shift recently. I think as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm now 5 years post-college life, and so I think that this has been something that's really just stuck with me more so lately, and that's just, I don't care. But I don't mean it in that way, but I think my mindset
I understand what you mean.
Basically the way that I'm saying that is you have one life, you have one body, you have one heart, you have one brain, you have one mind, and if one day you wake up and you want to start a garden in your backyard, start the garden in your backyard.
Absolutely.
If you wake up one day and say, I really am not passionate about my job anymore, find another job. There's too much in life to worry about what others think, if you're doing the right thing. And I think that that is something that I've even leaned on more recently in my life, is just trying to make sure that I am doing the things that bring me joy. Because at the end of the day, there's only one you. There's only one life that you're gonna live. And that's kind of how I felt about getting into YouTube was, you know, there was one person that was stopping me from doing YouTube if I wanted to do it, and that was me. And I said, if other people are doing it, why can't I?
Right.
If other people are doing things that I want to do, but I'm nervous about what other people are going to say, why do you care? Like, it's not their business, and that's what I would say. So that's a mindset shift that I've really had, is you need to be the best version of yourself and make yourself happy and be proud of what you're doing. And I think that's like a very important mindset shift to have. So I'm gonna get back to my.
That as well.
You do?
Just personally myself.
Yeah.
Because that feels like, I mean, I don't care to an extent, and then I start caring.
Yeah, you care more than I care.
Yeah.
I like care little to none.
In a good way, though.
Well,
it's not like you just schlup around and not care.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
It's truly of, if you are happy, who cares? Whose right is it to tell you that no, you shouldn't be happy with what you're doing?
Right, and I think here's another example of like really something that I felt this morning, and I'll give an example that's totally just different. I know I was gonna film a coffee chat today. I haven't done my hair in a few days, like a week or so, because it's just getting so hot that my hair will fall, and I was like, oh. Normally, old me would have said, no, Brianna, you have to get up, you have to curl your hair, you have to get ready to do this video.
You haven't curled your hair and I couldn't tell you how long.
No, like you have to straighten it, you have to curl it, like don't do the slick back bun, the thumbnail's not gonna be the way you want it. And then I said, what? I don't care. Like, I like my hair in a slick back bun. I wanted to spend more time with Corey this morning rather than sitting in front of the mirror for 25 minutes curling my hair. So if this is just your reminder, and yours too, like, just don't care. Do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you need to be happy when you look in the mirror, and that's all that matters. And just like, never forget that. So here's your motivational chat to just like, do you, because unless somebody is paying your bills, then their opinion doesn't matter. I mean, you buy me beautiful things, and I appreciate your opinion, but... And
here's the thing, since you don't care, here's your, what do you call the photo that you put on the cover here? The
thumbnail?
The thumbnail in 3, 2, 1.
You're funny.
Love you.
I love you too.
I need to go wait because I have a call.
Oh, okay, good. So, on to the next one. Make sure you just close that door. I'm going to move this camera now. But, little impromptu visit from Corey. He just came back from our storage unit, because for those of you that are new or don't remember, we are living at my parents' house until we decide to do a little bit more and buy a home, but we're still kind of waiting on that right now. So, on to the next question. Next question was, are you ever going to film the podcast? I have to like whisper that, because if Corey hears me, he's going to absolutely freak out. The answer to your question is yes and no. Yes, we would love to start filming the podcast. However, right now it's too much for me, and where I love Corey, Corey doesn't do, like, Corey's in the podcast, but he's like, doesn't have the Instagram. I'm the one that does the graphics. I post the pictures. I'm the one that edits it, which is fine because it was my thing from the beginning. It's just too much for me right now to do recording and filming. So eventually we will, but not right now. Next question is, what is something you and Corey do to keep your relationship as healthy as it is? Communication. Like, straight up communication. If there is anything that I think Corey and I do a almost near perfect job of, that we're both good at, is taking time to communicate no matter what is surrounding. I'll give an example. Sunday night we were sitting at the dinner table. He had just come home from the Travelers, like the Traveler Golf Championship, and for golf, and I had said to him, hey, there's something that's been on my mind the last, day or two. I really want us to talk about it. And we were gonna watch a movie and have like an ice cream date night and do all these things. And instead, he sat with me for an hour at the table while I expressed how I was feeling about something, and we came to a consensus and a conclusion, and it was amazing. But Corey is really good about sitting and listening and just like letting us hash it out, talk it out. It's not that we're yelling, because we're not by any means. We're just communicating really well, and I would say that that is one thing by far that we do to keep our relationship so healthy, is we're always communicating and doing our best to communicate effectively. There's times where we'll be in an argument or we'll be talking about something and I'll say, wait, I need to stop because I don't know how to say this in a nicer way, and I feel like I'm just not formulating the right words. And like, I'll stop myself in an argument and I'll like give him back the talking stick so I can formulate. And it's just about being open and honest and communicating effectively. That's why we get along so well, because we know each other inside and out. And I would say that that's a big reason. Next question was, dog, cat, or no pets people? This is like a confusing question, because I've never been a pet person. We never had pets growing up. We had a cat when I was little, and when we went on vacation, my brother like let it out of the house and like let it run away basically. My dad brought home a dog. We had it for 3 days. My mom said, bring it back. We can't have a dog. And I've just never been a pet person, and I think the reason why is I've always been very independent, and I've always been wanting to like beat to my own drum that having a pet stops you from doing that. Like, dogs are worse than kids. You can't bring them everywhere. And Corey also had a dog when he was growing up, and he said that the day that he had to like put his dog down was like the worst day of his life. So we will not be getting animals. We also travel way too much to even think about getting pets. So it's not that we're not animal people, we just, our lifestyle doesn't really fit it. Let me say the next question was the best question of the entire coffee chat this month. Were you a Bratz, Barbie, or Polly Pocket girly? I was a Polly Pocket girly. I have 4 bins downstairs at my mom's of all my Pollys. Polly Pockets, I was the queen of Pollys. I love them so much, and they're so different now. They're not the same rubber. They're not plastic. They're just like not what they were. And let me tell you, I used to build Barbie Village in the basement. Every gal and guy was dressed to the nines. The houses were furnished. I had a cruise ship, mansions. Like, I had it all. I had suitcases, like check bag suitcases full of just Pollys and outfits. Like, that was my toy growing up. So yeah, I was a Polly girl. All right, next we're going in with the Anastasia Brow Gel, but the next was tips on setting boundaries with your future in-laws, even if you're not engaged yet. I would say that this is something that Corey and I actively worked on with both families when we started dating about 1.5 to 2 years into our relationship. Because at that point, it was serious for Corey and I very early on, but you gotta test it out, right? You never know what the world's gonna kind of bring and hold to you. But with that being said, again, communication. I think you need to be communicating with your partner if there's something that's going on in the other person's bubble. So for example, like if there's something that I don't like that Corey's mom is doing or Corey's sister is doing, I should share that with Corey and say, hey, I didn't love this, or I don't like this thing because X, Y, and Z. The thing you can't do is you can't go in and just say, I don't like this and let's never do that again, because that's just not conducive, right? That's just not how it works, unfortunately. You don't just get to say you don't like something and it changes. You need to be able to effectively communicate and say why. But I think when it comes to setting boundaries, one thing, and I'll give an example, when we were living in Boston, we told our families no matter what, there was gonna be 1 weekend a month that we were gonna be in Boston, that no matter what was going on or what event came up, we just weren't unfortunately gonna make the time to prioritize it. So, if there was a weekend where Corey's mom, and I'll use her as an example because we do a lot more like outings with Corey's family than mine, only because my dad lives in Florida, so it's just a little bit different. So for Corey's family, for example, if Corey's mom says, oh, Sunday we're doing a barbecue for Pa, Corey's grandfather, or Ma, Corey's grandmother's, to just all get together, are you guys gonna be able to join? If it's our Boston weekend, we would say no. Like, we would just straight up say, no, unfortunately, we can't make it. This is our Boston weekend, and we're just relaxing at home this weekend. And I think it's important that you and your significant other are on the same page with that, because that is really what makes all the difference. If you and your significant other are not on the same page and don't believe in the same things and setting those boundaries, then you need to just have some conversations, because it's important to be on the same page, especially when it comes to in-laws, when it comes to families, right? It's important to split your time, make sure that everyone's feeling heard and valued, and that you're kind of on the same page with that. So that's what I would say in terms of just like setting boundaries. Next question was advice for aspiring YouTubers. I say this in like almost every coffee chat. I feel like I get this question so much. Just start. Just start on YouTube, pick up your camera, and figure out what you want to do. Do you want to be, vlogging a day in your life? Do you want to do a sit-down video on, your favorite restaurants in your town? Kind of figure out what you want to be vlogging or vlogging about, and go from there, really, because I think what a lot of people think is that it's overly complicated. People overcomplicate the idea of being on YouTube. Like, just try it, start it. There's been multiple videos that I have filmed that I've ended up just like completely scratching because I don't like them or I don't want to continue them. And I think that, I'm just gonna turn the camera for you guys, I think that that's okay. Do the same thing when it comes to, starting on YouTube. Figure out, what kind of space do you want to be in? What videos do you like watching? What videos do you think that you would like creating? I think a lot of trial and error is okay. I don't think that's talked about a lot on YouTube. Originally when I started, I was never going to be in the vlogging space because I never thought it was for me. And then when I met Carter, she kind of pushed me out of my, well, she didn't kinda, she definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone, which I'm forever grateful for, and said, have you ever tried vlogging, a work from home day in your life, or, a week in your life, or anything? And I said, do people actually want to see like what I'm doing with my life? And she said, oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Like, I think that you'd be great vlogging because of your personality, and I just think that you'd be perfect for it. So I gave it a try, and I fell in love with the idea of vlogging and vlogging my day and doing that kind of stuff. And if it wasn't for trial and error, right, and trying it to see if I actually liked it, I would have never known that it was for me. The next question was thrillers I recommend. All right, so let me tell you. The first thriller that I loved is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Love that one. I also really, really love The Perfect Couple, or The Perfect Marriage by, oh, I forget her name. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I also love, let me think of another one. The Housemaid, that was my favorite book so far of 2023. I'm going to be doing an entire video here in the next like few days on my mid-year kind of book wrap-up of all the books I've read, my favorites, and why they're my favorites. So I would say, yeah, The Perfect Marriage, The Housemaid, Verity by Colleen Hoover, and then really anything by Sherry Lapina. My favorite one from her is The Couple Next Door and A Stranger in the House, so I would give those a try. I love those thrillers. I'm a thriller gal. You all know that those are like truly my favorite books to read. I also just went in with the Bad Gal Benefit Bang mascara and the Lancome mascara. You know, those are my lash cocktails of choice. I've really kind of stuck with those for like almost a year now, and I have literally not strayed. All right, next we are gonna get into some Disney questions. I always kind of like to save those for the end because I know that not everybody is into Disney, but I think it's important to still talk about Disney because I like it. So I like to add that into some of my coffee chat. The first question is, which we get all the time, would you ever be open to a Disney cruise? The answer is 1000%. I think that Corey and I want to go on a Disney cruise almost like more than anything. But the way that our schedule works is I've said to Corey, I do not want to go on a Disney cruise when the weather is not going to be in quote more so like guaranteed nice weather, because I want to be able to go on the islands and do all that stuff. And like January, February isn't warm enough. March is when we normally go to Walt Disney World, so maybe we would do a cruise plus days at Disney. I don't really know, but yes, we are so open to doing a cruise. Do you plan to visit other Disney parks other than Walt Disney World in Florida? 1000%. It's on my bucket list to actually visit every single Walt Disney World theme park in every single country. My goal is next year to do Disneyland Paris 2024. If that can happen, that would be amazing. If not, I totally understand that it like wouldn't fit into our cards because we are getting married next year. However, that's definitely one that's on the more like tangible bucket list. But if not, we're thinking about going to Asia in 2025, and we will be checking off some Disney parks that are in Asia. Next was, can you do a video on how to have the best Disney adult vacation? Absolutely. Let me tell you, I would love to do that video. I'll have to tell Corey that that was a question because honestly, I think that Corey and I have perfected the best adult Disney vacation. Now, granted, we do a lot of different things constantly differently. You know, every trip we try new things. I'm also going in with the Sephora Gel Rouge Lip Liner in the shade Nothing But Nude. You know, my holy grail lip liner. It's like your lip color, but better kind of a shade. So yeah, I think that we would definitely do that. I think it's a video that we can do, and when we sit down, my camera's gonna die. Hold on, you guys. We're back with a changed battery, but that's something that Corey and I can do when we are back from Europe, because I think that that would be a really great video just to show that, you know, Disney, where it is in term for kids, I think so many adults knock it before they try it. That's something that Corey and I share with like friends and family all the time, is they're like, oh, why are you going to Disney? Like, there's just kids yelling. But it's not just that. I think people forget that in order for kids to go to Disney, their parents have to take them. So there has to be adult things to do at Disney. So yes, we will do an entire video dedicated. We could even do like a podcast episode maybe on like our favorite adult Disney things to do. And then the next question is, which I have decided to answer in this coffee chat. So if you've stayed all the way to the end, thank you, because you're gonna get some fun information. And the question was, when are you going back to Disney and where are you staying? So, announcement. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. We are going back to Disney, and we are going back to Disney in September for about a week and change. I think it's like 8 nights that we're doing, and we are doing our first ever split stay, which I am very excited about because we've never done something like this before. However, I've seen a lot of people talk about a split stay at Disney and how they've done them. Carter and Matt tend to do them when they go to like Pop Century in the beginning, and then they add on another night or two at the end at a deluxe resort. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're spending the first half of our vacation at Pop Century, but then we're spending the second half of our vacation at a deluxe resort. I'm not going to share which deluxe resort. I'll still keep that a secret. You'll hear that in a podcast episode when we do an entire like Walt Disney World trip breakdown. But we are going back to Walt Disney World, and I am so elated and so excited to go back to Walt Disney World. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going on a girls trip here in August, which will be very exciting as well. And then the last question of this month's coffee chat was your happiest June memory. And my happiest June memory was our engagement party. It was beautiful. It was everything that I could have asked for, everything that Corey could have asked for, and like seeing Corey in my engagement party dress and him crying was just so beautiful. And not that it was funny, I'm not saying funny in that way, but it was just, I can only imagine what's gonna happen when I walk down the aisle in a white dress to him. And it just was the first time that I truly felt like a bride. You know, I think so often when you're doing these big, elaborate, large weddings, there's so many minuscule things that you do with wedding planning, but right now we are not doing a big elaborate thing, so there's not too much. So that was like the first time that I really felt just like a beautiful bride. But with that being said, we've got on the full face of makeup. Again, like I always try to do at the end, because you guys know I never normally talk about it when we're going through the products, because I'm just socializing and chatting. So let's go through what I had on. I'll make sure to have everything linked down below. So first I went in with the Sun Touchable Whoa Glow from e.l.f. Then I went in with the Purito Circle Clearing BB Cream in the shade Natural Beige. Then I went in with the Hourglass Concealer in the shade Sepia. Then I went with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder and my little Amazon Powder Puff. And then I just used my little like Sephora Pro Powder 50 to do, you know, powder all over. Then, you know, the Holy Grail, the Dibs Duo Stick. I used the shade, I think shade 3 today, or shade 4. And then I did the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Grace. Again, I just kind of blended the crap out of it. I don't think this is for me, honestly, you guys. Then I went over it with the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush. This I love. This is like my Holy Grail product right now. Then for my eyes, I went in with the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light in the shade Ambient. I just use this as eyeshadow. I think it's just like really glowy and sparkly, and it just gives like a little bit to the eyes, which I really like. And then for a little bit of powder blush, I went in with the Orgasm NARS blush, which I love as well. I love that pinky shade. Eyebrows, Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lash cocktail, you know, the tried and trues, which is the Lancome Booster XL Lash Primer. Then I went ahead and went in with the Lancome Idol Lash, and then the Benefit Bad Gal Bang to go over top, and then the Sephora Gel Rouge Lip Liner. So that was today's makeup look. Again, I feel like I wear the same makeup in almost every single coffee chat, but I'm just kind of enjoying what I'm using right now. And where I have a few other like little things that I could try, I'm just enjoying my routine right now. So with that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out, sitting, enjoying the coffee chat. Comment down below any other questions that you may have. And if you're still liking the coffee chats, like I said, I got this idea from Jessica Braun, which you guys, she followed me on Instagram. I damn near fell out of my office chair while I was in a meeting because I had checked my phone when I went camera off really quick. Let me tell you guys, I literally, I swear to God, I damn near fell out of my office chair. So Jessica, if you're watching this, love you. You are truly one of my biggest inspirations on YouTube. My fiance and I absolutely love you and your husband and your Disney vlogs. You are my comfort YouTuber, and I hope one day that we can meet in the Disney parks or just in life and our paths cross, because let me tell you, sister, if we do, I think that we would be BFFs and best friends. I feel like we've got the same kind of fun, carefree, enjoyable life vibe going. So I hope that if you're watching, which you're probably not, but if you are, hey girl, hey. And yeah, that's about it. But Jessica did follow me, and I literally fell out of my chair. And Tyler also followed me and our Corey and I's podcast page. So like, it was just a moment of like stardom, starstruck, is that what it's called? But it's so funny because at the end of the day, we're all just people. Like, we're not celebrities. We're all just like fun humans. Like, when you guys run into us at Disney and say, oh my God, I watch your podcast, I watch your YouTube, I recognize you, you know, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just some gal from Connecticut just vlogging away her crazy life. So anyway, with that being said, I love you guys. This end is getting crazy ranty, but thank you guys so much for watching this month's coffee chat. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.